Hello and welcome to this new bundle roundup video. Unfortunately, I couldn't find that many bundles that interested me. Again, it seems like lately this has become a bigger problem than like 1 or 2 years ago. But I found some that interested me at the usual places, so yeah, I will just go into them. So first off, we have the Bundle Stars Overdrive bundle. I won't go into the whole bundle because all the games that I find interesting are in the first tier. If you pay €1.09, and I think it's the same in dollars, you get Blaze Rush, which is a really cool game. I think a lot more people should play it, especially if you play in multiplayer locally with a party. It's a really fun game. Vanguards, I've never heard of that game. GGR Evolution, that game isn't for everybody. It's basically a pretty realistic race sim, but that also means that it isn't an arcade game, so it can be pretty difficult to get into. Mashed, which I also haven't heard of, and In Momentum. The reason why I did this tier is Blaze Rush and In Momentum. I own those already from another bundle that Bundle Stars did like a year ago. But Blaze Rush is just a really good game. In Momentum is a little bit lesser known. You can play that single player or multiplayer. And it's just more of a speedrun racing game where you can jump off platforms and then against other platforms to get speed. And it is a little bit difficult to get the hang of, but once you do, it's pretty good. And I think I've completed it in around 2 hours, but you can also do races with other people, which is really fun as well. If you have played a game called Refunked, which is a game that you can complete in a couple of minutes. It's pretty much like that, but then in racing form and a lot longer. So next up is the Humble Mobile RPG bundle. Normally I don't really care for mobile games, I guess because I don't really have a real powerful mobile phone. I just never cared for mobile phones. But in the first tier we have Symphony of Eternity, Doom and Destiny, and Evoland. I think the standout here is Evoland, where you play like a really basic RPG that gets that evolves. That's why it's the name Evoland, into a more modern RPG, which is a pretty cool idea, but they have it more fleshed out in the second game. The first game isn't all that good. For €5.41 you get Wayward Souls, Adventure Bar Story, and another game that unlocks in 2 days and 4 hours at the time of recording. But here the standout will be Shadowrun Returns. From what I've heard, it's just a full game of Shadowrun Returns, so a really good RPG that you can play on your mobile phone or tablet, as long as it isn't an iPhone or iPad, of course. And for a little bit more, like only a couple of cents, 25 cents if you are paying in dollars, and 23 cents at the moment when you pay in euros. You also get Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Yeah, if you have it on PC, I don't really see why you would play it on mobile, but yeah, if you can pick it up this cheap, why not? But also Shadowrun Dragonfall, the Director's Cut. So another Shadowrun game, so that means that you can have like a good 40 hours of gameplay from this bundle. Only from the Shadowrun games. So if you are into the Shadowrun games and you want them portable, then pick this up. And the next bundle, the Humble Bandai Namco Entertainment bundle. So I only bought the first tier myself. It has Pac-Man 256, of course, named after the bug you get when you complete the first Pac-Man game at level 256. I was really hoping that this would be a good game because I really like the Director's Cut edition from Championship Edition. And from what I've seen, it looked like a fun game. Of course, not as deep or as engaging as the Championship Edition Pac-Man, but still it looks like a really solid game. After playing it, it wasn't as good as I hoped, and the thing that really bugged me was how you need to upgrade. Instead of like a normal progression system like they have in the other Pac-Man games, this really has the upgrade system like you would find in other mobile games, with coins that you need to get in the level with pretty high prices, which I just don't like. And I don't mean that it has microtransactions, but just upgrading takes a very, very long time. Ace Combat Assault Horizon Enhanced Edition, one of the worst Ace Combat games, so I will just skip that. And the other game is Enslaved Odyssey of the West Premium Edition. That's a game that I wanted to play for quite a while. I heard the performance was really bad on PS3, and I heard that the PC port isn't all that great too. But still I wanted to try it. Not because of the gameplay or things I've seen from that, because it isn't really the genre that I am into all that much, but it is more the guys behind it, or particularly one person, and that's Andy Serkis. He played the main character in this game, and he's also the director, and of course he did a motion capture, so I really want to see his direction, especially with his movie coming out this year. So that's why I picked it up, mainly for Pac-Man 256, which was a little bit of a disappointment, and Enslaved Odyssey of the West. Pac-Man 256 isn't a bad game, I must say that, but it is just a run-of-the-mill game. And then if you go to the second tier, you can pay $9.75 in dollars or $9.17 in euros at the moment. Keep in mind these are averages. And you have Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade. Yeah, I'm not that into Warhammer 40,000, so never played it. I think it's 50-50 with if they are good or not. And I'm not that into strategy games, so yeah, this isn't up my alley. Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm 3 Full Burst. Full Burst. Why can't I pronounce them? Yeah, really bad PC port, so I haven't bothered with that game. And the Arcade Game Series 3 on one pack. You get Pac-Man, Dick Duck and Galaga. Yeah, don't buy it for Pac-Man, of course. You can get the Pac-Man Museum, and then you can get a lot more Pac-Man games for a cheaper price. But yeah, Galaga and Dick Duck are really cool games, so... but yeah, you can also emulate them, so I don't think it will warrant a purchase. And then we have Attracto, which seems like a puzzle game. I haven't really heard of it, but from the trailer you push and pull boxes with a special gun. But yeah, I haven't heard of it all that much, so I don't think it will be all that great. But it is for Linux, so that's nice. And then we have Project Cars. And Project Cars is a really good racing game, but if you are into that genre, I think this is on your radar already, and most of you will already have purchased it. But yeah, it's in here right now, so really good price for it. And if you pay $15 or €14.11, you get Tales of Zestria. Not into JRPGs, so sorry, again, can't tell you anything about this. And Project Cars, the on-demand pack, and that means that you get most of the DLC. So yeah, it's for me it would be, would I pay more for the DLC? So yeah, that's basically it. And of course you can also pre-order for $35 or €32.93 Little Nightmares. But it seems really cool, but not a game that I would pay that much for. So then we come to the last bundle, which is the Star Wars Humble Bundle. So in the first tier we have Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is of course an RPG. I won't play it because of that. I don't really like the art style as well. Nothing against the game, but it's just the art style you got with the first 3 episodes, and it feels more like the art style you find in other fantasy movies. and it seems like the older movies had a lot more details in buildings and everything. Everything was more busy and not feeling as empty. And the older movies had more the sci-fi feeling, but it were fantasy movies. But episode 1 to 3 also had the fantasy art style, which I just don't like. The next game is Star Wars X-Wing Alliance. Of course, a really good and old, X-Wing fighting simulator, you can call it. So I will just put in Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter as well. These are really hard. You have to have a card laying next to you with all the controls, because otherwise you will not be able to fly anything. So next up we have Star Wars, the third Humble Bundle. I won't go through all the games, but because I think you know them all if you like Star Wars and you know if they are good or not. I do want to say I had some problems with some of the games running because they are the Steam versions and they are old games. So yeah, if you are watching this video later on and you think I wanted to buy that game, buy it on GOG please, because then you know it will run, and with Steam that will be a question. So or do your research beforehand, of course. But the games that interested me is in the pay more than the average tier, the Star Wars Battlefront 2 game, of course, my favorite Star Wars game. I love it. Then also from the pay $14 or more, or €13.17, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. I wanted to play this game for quite a while now. I know the story isn't the best, but it had modern gameplay, and that's what I missed in a lot of Star Wars video games. Many of the flying games just didn't feel right, with a couple of exceptions. And also the other games, especially the RPG games, had pretty flimsy controls and fighting combat systems. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Not Star Wars The Force Unleashed 2, because I know that's dog shit. And Star Wars Empire at War, the gold pack. I do own it in the physical edition, but I still want to play it again on just then digitally. It gives me a reason to play it again, because that's a great game as well. There is one Star Wars game that I miss in this list though, and that's Republic Commando. It's more of a Ghost Recon style game or a SWAT 4 style game, and I really like that genre. So I would have hoped to find it in this bundle as well. Then it would be a very high recommendation, but yeah, you can't have all great things. So lastly, if you pay $35 or €32.93, you can also buy a t-shirt. I bought this tire because I really like the design of this t-shirt in particularly. I look for t-shirts a lot with cool designs, but they are pretty hard to come by, especially because I live outside of the US, and because they had worldwide shipping, I just picked it up. It looks really great. But yeah, that's my opinion. So that were all the bundles that I found interesting this time. Hope there was something that you liked in here, and yeah, see you all the next time.